Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family-owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through July 6th, enjoy all-natural whole pork butt for $1.99 per pound. Lumberjack pellets for $3.99 when you buy $25 in meat. Buy 5, get 5 free on original brat patties and beef short ribs for $6.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this wonderful Wednesday. The sun is beginning to peek out down here at 1040 O Street, and I think it's because of Sip's birthday.
I think so too.
I think
The world
it's
is
Sip's
just
birthday.
happy right now.
You know what? Hold on one second.
Should we try to get Sip in there? Here, I'll get him in here.
Yeah, I want to get Sip in there. Come here, Sip. We got to talk at Sip for a second. A little sippy. You little sippy cup, you little sippy
Come on,
cup.
little slugger.
Come on, little slugger.
Come on, slugger.
That's funny, Swim. Little
Sip.
slugger. Little slugger.
You
little
may
sip.
see why.
Sorry. Maybe I should say big slugger.
Yeah, say big man.
Do exactly what you just said, what you did to me about 5 months ago that started me on a downhill journey.
Sip, it is.
You
your
look like
birthday.
you look a big swimming pool.
You
Big
did-
swim.
He coined that term.
Yep.
How long ago now? 6 months ago? A year ago? No, it was at the old studio
It was at the old studio.
because he had that blue polo on.
Yeah,
Sip, I want to hop right into this real quick, man, because I know you got things to do and to celebrate.
you're fine.
You know,
Dinner.
Sip, let me ask you this. I was thinking about this on the way here. What is your most memorable Husker moment in the press box? It could be a win or a loss. Your most memorable moment in the press
It
box.
wasn't a win or loss. I'll tell you what it was. And you understand this
Mhm.
because you understand the world, and so does Swim. Why are you smirking if you post that picture?
I'm not going to post the picture. Go ahead, slugger.
I would-
It was a memorable moment. I was a young reporter, and okay, Memorial Stadium. You'll remember this. Swim's young. You'll remember when they put those video boards on the corners,
Yep.
like the. And it was kind of a big.
It was a massive deal.
Back then, it was a big deal, and I wrote a column. I was a young columnist at the Journal-Star, and I wrote a column that said, "Do not mess with the pristine image that Memorial Stadium is. It's like Wrigley Field.
Mhm.
Don't mess with this."
Mhm.
I didn't like the fact they're putting those little boards in, and I didn't. I wrote a column. It was the first Saturday game that they were there,
Mhm.
and I was standing in the press box, talking, and like we do, Swim,
Yes.
talking with my colleagues, probably 12 guys around me, and Bill Byrne was the AD.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Bill Byrne was the AD.
Uh-huh.
And he came by, got right in the middle of the pack, and said, "Sipple, that was a horse bleep column." got in my face in front of everybody. Now, I'm a young guy.
Mhm.
Like this Sipple would not. I've been fine.
Right.
I would have blown off. It wouldn't have been a memorable
Right.
moment. I've been upbraided by coaches and
Yeah.
ADs for years.
Yeah.
Wouldn't. But at that point in my existence,
Shook you
I
a
was
little bit.
shook up. I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't good. But it wasn't bad. And I want to say this about Bill Byrne. He's the favorite AD I've maybe ever dealt with. He's
Mhm.
a great guy,
Mhm.
tremendous guy. But he was pissed that day.
Did he know you were a former boxer? You could have gave a two-piece.
The left-right combo.
2 piece. I don't have guns like you. I never have.
Hey, most
gonna drop
featherweights
you,
don't.
Bert.
I don't mention. Bill, I'm gonna talk to you after the game, man.
I want to drop you. That's probably my most strangely. I'll tell you another strange one was when Cherney missed his mark by 30 yards in East Lansing.
Hmm.
That was oddly memorable. I always remember I was standing for some reason, because I was about to go down to the field, and I thought they're going to lose this game. And then the guy misses his mark by 30 yards. And I'm like, yeah, they just lost this game. Unbelievable. So, but there's a lot of obviously very good memories. There's a ton that kind of bleed together.
Sipple made my first road trip ever as a media member memorable. Do you remember what game it was? It was 2021 Oklahoma.
Yeah.
2021 Oklahoma.
Swim. Swim is like Bob Costas.
It was 2021. Bob Costas sucks. He's bad now.
Bob Costas.
Swim is walking around that press box like Costas.
Like he owned the place.
Well, the reason being was because my seat was right by the food and right by the cooler.
It was amazing.
Man.
And
He had his own little like cubicle.
Sip comes over and goes, "Whoa, Nick, this is your spot? This is the best spot." He's like, "You want to trade? I'm right up against the window." I'm like, I would love to trade. I'd love to
He was
be
like Brent
2 rows.
Musburger's.
Like, who's this guy? He didn't even have a driver's license yet.
Yeah.
How'd you get this?
But yeah, that's the memorable trip.
That's a great
Other
trip.
than New York.
Yeah. Oh, New York. Didn't see a lot of you in New York.
No,
for
you
some
decided to go
reason.
to bed at 6 p.m.
Meanwhile, Nick was getting home at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
He was with Jake. So what do you think?
Well, I wasn't just with Jake. I was with Sean and I was with Robin Washit. And
I am 50-some years old.
well, here's the deal.
50-some.
I was
I love it.
disappointed because we go out to this incredible Irish tavern bar area the night before or the day we all got there, and it was after Jake and I went to dinner, and you were the one that invited us out. You were the one that invited us to this place.
And then did the Irish goodbye.
We walked in. I go up to Sean. I'm like, Sean, where's Sip? Oh, he tapped out. He said he had to go back to bed. He said he had to go to bed. There was a couple of other statements in there, but he's like, he said he had to go back to bed. And so I found myself sitting in between Sean Callahan, Robin Washit. I believe Sam McEwen was there. Andy Kendi was there from like it was just all of us.
How about that, AD?
I was like sitting here going, Sip was the one that invited us.
I can see Sip.
And here we are.
Just
He
saying, I'll be
wasn't
right
even
back
here.
and stepping out into the night of New York City and like, I'm out of here.
Pretty much what it was.
Oh my
So
gosh.
what do you got planned for today, man?
Nothing elaborate. After this, I need a big nap.
Mm-hmm.
This was a pretty. This is about as much attention as I ever want to get. But no, but tonight, we do have a family dinner tonight
There you go.
at Ruhlman's.
Yep.
Nice.
Swim. It's blood family.
I'll be there.
So, okay. Okay.
Hey, actually, you know what's crazy is I'm golfing tonight in Ashland. This actually works out really well.
If you guys want to stop by, you're welcome.
Nope.
Okay,
I don't want a cookie skillet.
One more story. Culligan Shea says more Sip stories, please. And I want another one. I want a story, a moment at Memorial Stadium to where you were shocked beyond belief.
AD, you're putting me on the spot. I can probably come up with something.
Oh, yeah. Shocked beyond belief. Like that just really just happened.
Okay. These are more, they're not game related, but there's a lot. There's a lot.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't have to be game related.
Yeah. There's a couple. I'll give you two. Well, there's one I wasn't necessarily not shocked, but it's forever ingrained in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll know why, because you know Frank Solich.
Mm-hmm.
Frank would probably be like, I don't even remember that, but I remember it like it was yesterday. We were doing the group session. We back in the day, Swim, there were only like 5 reporters that covered the team.
That's not the case.
Right, not now. But so we'd go after practice, and you'd remember, you'd see the guys huddled around the coach. There's 4 or 5 of us. So we were interviewing Frank. Frank is pretty formidable. Now he's low key, but I saw the formidable Frank on this day. We were talking to him, doing our normal, minutia questions. There were some guys horsing around about 15 yards behind him. Some guys, some players, just horsing around, wrestling. Frank stepped away and said, and went in. I can't duplicate the tone, but he said, "Hey guys, knock it the hell off." And they stopped
immediately.
Like, oh God, it was their faces. Their faces were like, "Oh boy, Frank's he's a commander."
Coach Solich didn't mess around, man.
No, and then he just went back. He just got back into coach form. And it always freaked me out. And Carricker throwing the ball 80 yards freaked me out one day. Carricker and a boot. Injured Adam Carricker, just messing around. Didn't know I was watching. Didn't know I was watching. Just went in the end zone with a boot on. He was injured, and I think he threw it 80 yards.
I think he could throw a person 80 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, Swim. He was a quarterback in high school. That ball
Baseball
was shot
player
out
too.
of a cannon. Like, it's not like normal human being stuff. And AD, that's why I respect guys like you, because you played a sport that not everybody can play. Not everybody can do it. I just can't. You just happen to play a sport that not everybody can do it well, and that was like an example of just rare. There's just you guys could do rare stuff.
You know, with that being said, the guy that Coach Osborne and him and Frank were him and Coach Soldier very similar in their demeanors at times. Because you would see, I'll never forget seeing Lawrence Phillips make a move that seriously looked like on a video game. Because they were Coach Osborne and Coach Solich were never too high on the praise, and they never threw you under the bus.
It's way different, Swim.
Yeah.
Way different nowadays.
But the world is different.
The world,
we've talked about that.
I would say the world's different, but also I would say these guys were not quick to just dish out, this guy is a Heisman Trophy candidate, this guy. They were very, very, very careful on what they said, because Lawrence did a move where Sip, was like, did we really just see that? Coach just goes, that nice move there, LP. Let's get that next play going, guys. We're like, did he just see what we saw?
But that's what sells now, right?
Yeah.
Because frankly, Sip, this is not anything personal. Like on three, they'll tag it and they'll be like, "Hey, Kirby Smart says this about their running back."
100.
Or so that's the stuff that sells right now, is those not outlandish but the bold statements.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We're going to talk about it. There's going to be comments that are made in 3 weeks when we're in Vegas, Sip, that we're going to cling on to until opening day.
It's true, and it's just different what we cling on to. And AD, we're older, so AD can totally relate to this. Osborne, especially, if he said anything that resembled praise, it was a huge deal.
Yeah, major deal.
Like if he just said something like Amon Green, and I mean this small, Swim, this small. Yeah, he had a couple good practices. We'd be like, okay, Amon Green must be pretty good.
Yeah.
If he just said that, well, yeah, Amon's had a couple good practices.
He was very measured.
Yeah, we'd be like, that would do it. We'd be like, we better watch this guy. We better watch this.
And I think part of it too is, Sip and Slim, is this. They never wanted you to think that you arrived. They wanted you to stay hungry
100.
every freaking day of practice. They didn't want you reading your clips, thinking you were this, thinking you're that, because they wanted to keep you hungry every day. So they kept you grounded with the praise, the accolades, etc. And I think guys worked harder because of that too, because we knew he appreciated it because he'd tell us, but it was nothing over the top.
Never.
Never like that.
Never. The world changed, though. Swim's right. The world did
change big time.
Now, when I first started noticing a coach being much different with praise was Bo. It was
okay.
It wasn't really Callahan. Wasn't Frank. Bill Callahan wasn't usually he wouldn't lavish praise like us. Bo did. And that's when I first noticed, like, wow, this is way different.
Right.
Like,
that's interesting, because I would have said Mike Riley.
But Riley was after Bo.
He was.
Yeah.
But that's when I really noticed it.
Yeah.
Because I think it also coincided with AD, and I talked about this yesterday, recruiting and how aggressive it's followed. Just I think it really changed with like the 2014 to 2017 is when it really started to take off. And people started to really pay attention to recruiting and the film and the stars and
access.
Yeah.
It shot up pretty high in 07 though.
Okay.
Or no, 05. It was 05. This is the Marlon Lucky Club.
Yeah.
The
Five star.
Then it kind of went away a little bit, and then it came back. You're right.
Here's a trivia question for you, Sip. Let me see how well you can remember. This guy was another 5-star, I believe, running back. Ended up transferring to Kentucky. Started his career at Nebraska.
Braylon Hurd.
Nice job. Look at this guy. Just
Braylon
pulls
Hurd.
a name out of a hat.
Braylon Hurd was a 5-star.
I believe so.
Littler back.
He was.
Littler.
Shifty.
Back. Yeah, shifty.
Actually, I want to ask Sip his thoughts on our next segment real quick.
Absolutely.
Because there was a comment or an article that CBS Sports put out of top 25 true freshmen of all time, of the last 20 years. So not all time, of the last decade. And so here's the thing, I not necessarily nationwide, but Nebraska, as Nebraska's built the last 5 years, really, Samari Toure, Trey Palmer, all those guys have things in common in their transfers. Who's been Nebraska's best true freshman in the last 10 years?
10 years. This is hard.
It is. And I'm putting you on the spot, so it's a little unfair.
I have no idea either.
I'd have some names in front of me. There hasn't been a lot.
No.
Frankly. Who would it be?
Like, because so the ones that
Who
were
would that
were
be?
on the article were the Trevor Lawrences of the world and like those types of guys. And obviously Nebraska hasn't had Heisman Trophy contenders the last decade.
Right.
But it's more of like,
God, I'd have to think about it.
yeah, it's a very, very interesting conversation because Nebraska has built a lot of their most successful guys around additions.
Honestly, when I think of the best true freshman I've seen, Amon's high on that list.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I remember the day that they put Amon at number one. He was practicing with the ones. It was in August.
Yeah.
So it was preseason camp. And I was
But-
like, oh, okay. That's
But in
fresh
recent
with the
time,
ones.
it's hard to think of someone. I know who I'm going to share. Oh, I know who I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about next segment.
Yeah,
who's gonna be
and
on
we
there.
want the text lines interaction here.
Who is it?
402-464-5685. Big Bird says Adrian Martinez.
That's a good one.
But like that once again is that's the peak.
Yeah. Is Adrian the peak?
I don't know. There's no
But
the
remember,
best part.
as a freshman, he was really good.
He was very good up
Mhm.
until even after the Colorado game where he got his ankle or his knee kind of twisted around was a little bit of a setback.
WWE style.
A little bit of a setback.
No, Adrian
But-
would maybe
So,
that's the one.
Adrian Wandale is in that category.
Wandale's definitely in that category.
Right?
Wandale's
Oh, yeah.
100% that
Yes,
category.
absolutely.
I remember distinctly what I remember about Wandale as a freshman. It was at Illinois in that very tough game.
Yeah.
Wandale playing running back and
Yes.
calling for the ball.
In the Big Ten,
Yeah.
a true freshman, a buck. How much you think soaking wet?
70.
Yeah.
Soaking wet.
And calling for the ball.
Calling for the
That's
rock.
when I thought, oh boy, they got something.
Have you seen
Yeah.
it? Have you seen Wandale's dad though?
Dale is big.
man?
Dale's big.
He looks like
Yeah.
a little linebacker.
Is that right?
He is chiseled.
That's just where it's interesting, and we'll get out of here, Sip, so you can get out of here. But I think it's interesting because like there's been a lot of guys, and you know it as you cover recruiting, like a lot of excitement around guys. Tyjon Lindsey's one of those that just never didn't pan out at Nebraska.
Hard to pan out. AD knows.
Sure.
Played as a freshman. It's hard.
Oh man,
That transition's
a
really hard.
playbook the size of an old phone book at that.
Yeah.
Just the speed and strength of the game.
Yeah.
Folks,
Hard.
we're wishing Sip a happy birthday, Sip. Love you, appreciate you,
Love you
brother.
too. Love
Appreciate
you
you, man. Enjoy
Hey,
your day,
Slugger.
Sip. You've enjoyed it because really, this is. I mean, in about 2
Happy
weeks,
birthday, Slugger.
it's go time. I mean, it's go time already, but it's really go time. We talked about this 2 years ago in the old studio that in about 2 weeks, shoo,
We love it.
we love it.
Hey, what do you think about Henry Lutovsky, the three representatives?
I thought it told me that Latovsky's a starter for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
I think so too.
Mhm.
It was sort of interesting
Yeah.
that way. You
'Cause
just don't
I
know
was
where
looking-
he's gonna start.
I was looking like Dylan, Emmett, and then whether it's Deshaun or Marquise Buford, that's who kind of felt like on the defensive side of the ball.
Mhm.
Then we see Henry Lutovsky being the third representative, and it was like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, it tells you he's going to be a starter. You just don't know if it's a guard or tackle. My guess is
Sure.
right tackle.
You know what it shows too? He must have shown some amazing leadership during the offseason too. One of those guys.
Have you guys ever met him?
I've never met him.
Oh boy, shake hands with him.
Yeah.
Big man.
If he gets his hands on you, it's over.
It was funny. I interviewed Lutovsky his senior year of high school out from when he was out in Iowa, and because he's from the state of Iowa, interviewed him on a little college podcast thing that I was doing, and he was the quietest, down to earth dude. And then I saw him in practice. I was like, okay, that's a little bit different than what I remember talking to 15.
Henry's become a big Henry.
That's a big old dude.
Yeah, okay, Henry, I'm gonna keep my distance. So,
Yeah, you don't
happy
wanna
birthday,
mess
Slugger.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us for Early Break this Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. at the brand new Residence Inn at 9th and R in the Haymarket. We'll showcase the brand new hotel and preview its grand opening. That's Early Break this Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. at the Residence Inn at 9th and R in the Haymarket.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics.
Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through July 6th, enjoy all-natural whole pork butt for $1.99 per pound. Lumberjack pellets for $3.99 when you buy $25 in meat. Buy 5, get 5 free on original brat patties and beef short ribs for $6.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
right, folks, we're back on this wonderful Wednesday. This segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Folks, we got Rafferty in the house from Seattle Southeast. What's happening, my brother?
Oh, not too much. We got a sunny day today. I think there could be some golf.
Uh-oh. Without passing out in 105 degrees and 85 humidity, right?
I just said no rain. I never said.
You're like, whoa, slow your roll there, buddy.
There'll still probably be some passing out going on. It's pretty hot and humid down here. So,
hey, man, what's the weather supposed to be like on Monday? Do you know?
I think 85 and sunny.
Okay. I'm getting a little leery because I'm trying to, the airports, I'm already starting to hear
dicey.
Stuff. Yeah, they're dicey.
Hey, Raff, you might have to postpone the wedding. AD can't get down there.
Hey, we can zoom.
All I've been looking at is hurricanes. So there's no hurricanes on the horizon. So that's positive.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing we got it. You got a haircut ahead of time. I mean, you're gonna be feeling good. Hopefully on Monday, on John Elway Day, 7-7.
Yep, look good, feel good, and 2 + 5 is 7.
That's right. How could we
2 + 5? Like what?
7. John Elway's number.
7,
2025. 2 + 5. The date is all John Elway numbers.
Tell me you weren't thinking about that consciously.
You want to know something? Honest to God, honestly, you know who thought of that?
Don't put this on your future wife now.
I'm putting this on my future wife. That was her idea. It went over my head. She's like, "You want to get married 7/7/25?" And I'm like, "I guess." And she goes, "Because you have 7, and 2 + 5 is 7." And I'm like, "This is my kind of girl."
That's how you chose the day. No wonder it's on a Monday. Maybe I could have participated in the festivities if it wasn't on a Monday.
Hey, let me ask you this, Rob. If John Elway walked down the beach at your wedding, what would you do?
Which one would you marry? I'm kidding. I joke there.
I probably would be like, AD, just step aside here real quick. John's gonna
marry us.
John's gonna be the one that officiates.
John is gonna say he's gonna do the vows.
Yeah.
I do. Raff, you said I do to John, not to Trace. We got to do this over.
I can just hear AD right now. Right now, AD talking to me. Raff, you're supposed to put the ring on Tracy's finger.
Okay, this is getting a little too far. Tracy's listening to this going, man, I didn't realize I was so replaceable.
Hey, John, no disrespect. I don't need that ring back.
Yeah. I know you feel like you should probably have some more from your career, but this isn't the ring you're looking for.
I'm going to need that ring back, Buck. Oh, man. Well, folks, we got a very interesting segment. We've kind of segued into it. Kind of the precursor for it was Sip talking about it again. Big happy birthday to Sip. Love Sip. Amazing stories. Great journalist. Just a good dude, man. Very good human. But we're talking about top freshmen that make the impact at the respective universities. I'm not going to read all of these because I want to kind of keep it somewhat on Nebraska. But I think it's good for conversation to list the number of those guys it was. And I'm not even going to go in any particular order for as far as that goes. When you think of, at number 11, Jalen Hurts in 2016.
Yep.
He took over for Blake Barnett.
That's right, who was not very good.
So the ceiling wasn't very high.
Yeah.
He ended his year as the SEC's Offensive Player of the Year with 2,700 yards, almost 2,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, only 9 INTs. In some ways, the most imposing ball carrier because he ran for almost 1,000 yards as well. Right. Raff, when you think of Jalen Hurts, obviously we know he didn't finish his career out there. You know what I'm saying? But the guy, when you think of Jalen Hurts, what do you think of on the collegiate level as a freshman?
Great football player. Just Somebody that, like I said, like the previous quarterback they had was not that good, and you added a guy that brought that prominence of the quarterback position to Alabama that they'd been used to. I mean, they had the Greg McElroys. I mean, they were serviceable quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts brought that big play, to the offense for Alabama.
Well, he brought like another piece of dynamic ability. The feet were such a big part of Jalen Hurts, and they still are like through the NFL. I remember watching. I went down to Kansas State when Oklahoma was ranked 5th in the country, and it was a CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Hurts, that team that went down to Kansas State and played Skylar Thompson, and obviously Deuce Vaughn was on that team, and ended up the Kansas State Wildcats ended up beating number 5 Oklahoma that day. And like that was one of my favorite college football atmospheres that I've ever been in. But a big reason why was because of Jalen Hurts and the how polarizing he was in college football at that time. And so, yeah, he was really, really good. And that started Alabama's run of having some pretty good quarterbacks with Tua, and then obviously going down the road and with Jalen Milroe and so on and so forth.
I'm gonna ask both of you this real quick before we go to Nebraska. Both of you guys throw another guy out that sticks out to you in this class. I mean, just all this list. Another guy that sticks out to you.
I said last segment Trevor Lawrence. And the reason why, I mean, you remember what Clemson was kind of going through. They ended up, Trevor Lawrence was the segue after DJ Uiagalelei. And DJ Uiagalelei comes in as this 5-star out of St. John Bosco High School. You expected him to be this big whole thing. And then ultimately Trevor Lawrence comes in, steps in. And you'll remember, like, Clemson went from, it was like Taj Boyd, and then they had like Kelly Bryant, who was a transfer from Missouri at one point. And then they went into this, then it was Trevor Lawrence before that, after Deshaun Watson. Excuse me. I apologize. I switched those around. And it spoke, I think, to what he was able to do when DJ Uiagalelei came in and then struggled immensely.
Raff and Nick, you guys, I was just reading on this. He's the only one of 2 freshmen to lead their team to a national championship, Jamel Holloway being that guy from Oklahoma in 1985.
Yeah.
Raff, who else sticks out to you, my man?
The one that sticks out to me, and no matter what happened, after his freshman year, is Maurice Clarett. He took the nation by storm his freshman year. And I don't know why this is the memory that I remember, but I believe like Nebraska was having like a fan day or not a fan. I can't remember what it was. There was something going on at Memorial Stadium. And I remember Ohio State was playing the early game that year, and just the buzz that went on throughout the crowd that this Maurice Clarett's going to be a problem. I mean, just what he did his freshman year and just the way he captivated college football. He'd be my guy.
Played for the Omaha Nighthawks for a while.
Yeah,
in the early 2010s. So after he played for the Broncos for a while, obviously.
Nebraska football, you guys. We on the text line, there's a number of them on here as well. Fricky and Lincoln, what's up, brother? He goes, I know it's been longer than 10 years, which is okay. He goes, but Calvin Jones, which absolutely the late Calvin Jones, the way he took it by storm. Raff, what about you? Who's another freshman? It doesn't have to be in the past, necessarily 10 years, but
anybody.
Oh, okay. So not going the past 10 years, freshman, oh man. I'm going to go with sort of somebody that, was great. I could go with the easy one, Tommy Frazier, but I'm going to go with Grant Wistrom.
Okay.
He came into a defense that was pretty stellar, and I remember that kickoff classic against West Virginia. He came in, got a sack, and made his name known right away. So I'm going to go with Grant Wistrom.
Grant Wistrom, a lot of people don't know, he almost ended up at Michigan.
Is that right?
He almost ended up at Michigan, and his father said, what, let's listen what Coach Samuel's got to say and Coach Brown's got to say. And they swayed him to Nebraska. He almost ended up at Michigan, and they swayed him to Nebraska. Nick, who's that guy for you?
So obviously it's going to be more recent. 2013 was his freshman year. 2014 was his freshman year. And we're going to think about him as a return man, mostly. DeMornay Pearsonell. As a true freshman,
DeMornay's been gone 10 years now?
Well, he was a senior in 2017.
That still seems crazy, man.
So remember that freshman year with DeMornay, to where he had, it was 3 punt return touchdowns.
Yeah.
Which is one shy of the Nebraska record. I think he caught 4 touchdown passes as a wide receiver that year. He amassed over 600 punt return yards.
Mhm.
I mean, like from a specialist standpoint, DeMornay Pearson, somebody on the text line said J.D. Spielman, and I would agree with that one as well. I'd put DeMornay and J.D. as near the top in terms of how electric they are. And then I guess like as we build on this, as we have a couple of minutes left in this conversation, guys, who are those guys this year for Nebraska? Or maybe ones that are going to, maybe we can expand it to sophomores, because I look at like a guy like Ja'Cory Barney.
That's the first one that came to mind.
Who had a really nice freshman year.
I think he's going to be a menace.
And we feel like he's going to be utilized a lot.
Yeah. I think Ja'Cory is going to be a menace. And when we were talking with Sip and Raff, you maybe listen to that segment, that was one of the guys that jumped out. And I know it wasn't like at 1,000 yards receiving or anything like that. But you're talking about having switched OCs 75% way through your season, and still the way that he showed up. And he took some hits too, if you remember, too.
Well, and that's dangerous because part of that goes on the quarterback at times too, right?
He took some hits and was still able to hold on to the ball. Ja'Cory Barney, he reminds me a lot of like the Dana Brinsons, the Tyrone Hughes, short, quick, and just durable. Yeah. And can make you miss and cause problems in the open space.
He reminds me a lot, Raff, of like what Xavier Betts could have been like.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Obviously, there was some other stuff that crept in with Xavier Betts, but that's where it was like had some bright spots in his freshman year. Xavier Betts, especially in the motion game, going around on jet sweeps, jet tosses, things like that, was where he made his hay. But I think going into and it's easy to look at skill positions, and one guy like that showed out in the bowl game was Vincent Shavers.
Yeah.
And so it's how excited are you for a couple of those guys in this upcoming season as well?
Willie on the text line says Finotti, definitely big offensive lineman. Finotti, who played a very long time in the league.
Oh yeah, Taylor Martinez. Jeez Louise, missed that one.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, the one I go back to thinking about it right away, and you guys talked about a little bit about it in the last segment, is Adrian Martinez. I mean, I tell everybody all the time that everybody's like, well, Joe Burrow should have came to Nebraska, and I'm like, if Joe Burrow transfers to Nebraska, I think Adrian Martinez had done enough in that previous year. Remember, he was on all the preseason Heisman lists and everything. I don't think Joe Burrow would have started the season as a starting quarterback. It would have been Adrian Martinez.
I think it would have been too. And you look at the thing that Adrian brought us, because obviously we struggled tremendously on the offensive line. Joe Burrow didn't have the scrambling and running ability of an Adrian Martinez either. So things worked out the way they were supposed to for Joe Burrow. Put it that way, the way they were supposed to work out, it worked out obviously in his favor as far as that goes. But Adrian, I don't think he was going to be usurped as the starter going into his sophomore year. As you mentioned, Raff, he was on preseason candidates for Heisman trophies, etc. I'm going to say this, Raff, before we go to the next segment real quick. What is one more freshman that you can think of, Nick? I'm going to throw this to you too real quick. One more freshman that may not jump at you as a Nebraska kid, as a Nebraska player, but still had a lot of impact.
In terms of this season?
No, just overall.
Overall.
One guy I'm going to say, you're going to be like, what? Octavius McFarland.
Okay.
Tavy would lay the wood on you as a true freshman. And I know that's kind of a sneaker. That's like a kind of a sleeper guy. But
yeah, that's
Raff,
right.
Tavy would bring the wood, man.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Right when you said that, you know who else popped in my head?
Who's that?
Oh, think same wavelength.
Were you thinking Carlos Polk?
Nope, a couple years after Octavius.
A few years after.
Came with a lot of notoriety. Told me he's the best punt returner in Nebraska football history.
Oh, you talking about DeJuan Gross?
Joe Walker, baby.
Joe Walker, yeah. I thought you were going to say Panico.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you the story. So we were at an establishment a number of years ago for a Husker reunion, and etc. It's me, Raff, Joe Walker, DeJuan Gross, and Mike. Who was Mike? Was it Mike? Was with us?
I think so.
He was number 12. He was the other kick returner.
Who? What? It was
Oh my gosh, my mind is
he's in the top. He's in the top 16 in punt returns.
Yes. Anyway, we're sitting at this table talking, man, and Joe Walker looked like he wanted to take Raff outside. It's like, man, are you crazy? He goes, you know who my top guy is? He goes, Panico.
Man, that's funny.
Good times. Good times.
Good times. Folks, we'll be back with some history. Raff will join us again at 10.
I'm out. I'm heading out.
Mm-hmm. You got to head out. Well, we got to see you at 10. Raff, have a good one today, brother. We'll definitely be checking back with you, my guy. We got history coming up, and I guarantee you it's not Panico who's going to be my return guy.
Nope.
It's the Tribe 97 ticket.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts. Pair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher, and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
4th of July weekend is coming soon, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble your grill so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 93. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a light breeze, a low around 71. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us for Early Break this Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. at the brand new Residence Inn at 9th and R in the Haymarket. We'll showcase the brand new hotel and preview its grand opening. That's Early Break this Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. at the Residence Inn at 9th and R in the Haymarket.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Be careful with your fireworks this weekend. We talked about, I think it was Big Bird that said it yesterday, man. If he's listening, says, someone's going to be without some fingers. We hope it's no one around here. Hope it's no one anywhere, but we know that is thinking very foolishly to think that someone wouldn't do something foolish, unfortunately, is where we're at in this crazy world we're living in. Me and Nick were just talking about, craziness is going on in the world today. I'm not going to get in depth on all of it, but we're just living. Hey, Nick, there's Chips again. Now, remember Chips?
Oh, yeah. There he is.
Remember Chips?
Oh, yeah. I saw a police motorcycle driving the other day, and once again, you ever been pulled over by a police motorcycle? They got me one time.
One time
I was not cruising. I never did the whole cruising O Street thing.
That was before your time.
Well, but people still do it now.
I was cruise O Street.
Oh yeah,
I know they race up and down. Unfortunately,
okay, yeah, maybe it's not cruise; it's more race.
Yeah.
But anyway, I ended up getting. I was coming out of the Aldi parking lot over there on 84th and O. I was just grocery shopping, man. Oop, I just unplugged my phone or my headphones. I was just grocery shopping over there. And I did a roll. I mean, I'll admit it. I did a rolling stop. Didn't
so come to a stop sign.
It was a stop sign.
Okay.
I didn't do I did just somewhat of a rolling stop. I thought I stopped 100%. I must not have. And there was a police motorcycle sitting across the way. Got me, pulled me over in the Dairy Queen parking lot over there on 84th Street or on O Street there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, he's like, I understand. He's like, I don't, this was 5 years ago. And he was like, look, I don't want to give you a ticket, but since it's a Friday night and it's O Street, I got to do it. And I was like, man, what?
I got to do it.
I was like, are you kidding me? So I have not a vendetta at all.
I said, I got to do it.
I was like, he's like, if it was a random Tuesday, he's like, I'd probably let you go. But he's
why
like,
even tell me that?
I was like, come on, man. So now I got to do the stop class because it's a Friday night on O Street. And it was a rolling stop. He's like, you could have been racing. He's like, you could have been doing a lot worse thing. He's like, you were coming out of the Aldi parking lot. And I was like, I got the watermelon in the back seat, man. But anyway, so that's the only time I've. But my point is those sneak out of nowhere. I mean, those police motorcycles, they blend in.
When I'm gonna tell you when I stopped driving myself in Los Angeles it wasn't a police bike, and we've had this conversation on there before. If you've driven in LA before, or in a major city, but particular LA's the only place I've ever seen it like this. When you're going on the 5 or on the Pacific 101, on the 5 in particular, you will literally have motorcycles shooting down the middle between cars on that line.
Yeah.
And I was and I looked because you have to be, that's why in major cities, I know in LA, they catch you on your phone. It's a massive fine.
Yeah.
I have my phone literally on the passenger side because you have to pay so much attention in this traffic. I was looking to get, to merge, to go back to switch lanes.
Yeah.
And thank God I looked because this dude on a crotch rocket was just racing up. I'm not even talking about going a decent speed. I mean, he's rolling. And I said, you know what? I'm done driving in LA.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this. Because people drive crazy regardless.
Of course.
And you're sitting there. I'm like, you know what? All this time I'm sitting, I can be reading a book, get some work done.
100%.
So from that time, I think it's probably, I think 2019 was the last time I've actually driven in LA. I'm just like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Just the other day, I can't remember this. I think I was on, I was driving on Pine Lake. I was going up to 56th and Pine Lake, and this guy turns right. He's on 56th, heading south, turns right onto Pine Lake. So now he's just on Pine Lake, just off of 56th Pine Lake, going west. And I saw him. So obviously there's the police station that's around there.
Yeah.
And so that's a common place where you might see some police officers. And he looks around as he starts to turn. No cops around. He just pops wheelies, and he's just doing a wheelie the entire way up Pine Lake. And I'm like, one of these times, slippage is going to happen. You're gonna fly back. It is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous.
You know what, Nick?
And it's hard to watch because It just feels like at one of these times you're going to see it and something bad's going to happen and you're going to have to witness it.
Nick, okay, to all my if you're listening, you have a motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's what makes me mad, because one person makes all the
100%.
safe drivers look bad.
Yeah. Like guys like Sip that just go out and cruise, and there's
Cody
dudes.
Stevenson, above ours, Cody.
100%. Yeah, Cody.
They do a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And I recognize this. Sip told me this, and I never thought about it, but I think about it every time I see a motorcyclist now. Is they talk about how the safest roads for the motorcyclists are one ways or are interstates, because all the traffic is going the same direction. And I've never thought about that up until a couple of months ago when Sip told me that. He's like, oh yeah, even though you're going faster on the interstate, he's like, that's the safest place for us.
See, my brother Miles, my late brother Miles, we called him Butchie. Some of the listeners remember my brother Butchie. Now I'm not gonna say he was exactly the safest motorcycle driver all the time, but he got hit twice on his motorcycle. One was in the military in North Carolina, and my parents went to get him. In fact, my mom told him, I'll never forget this. He got hit bad where he had his calves. My brother's calves were just massive. Davis. People, we don't work out for him. It's genetics. Anyway, he had so much road rash. Wow. His calves literally had pebbles stuck in his calves. And they had to get it out. And my mom brought that bike back on. My mom and dad went and got him. Brought it back on that trailer and says, I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't sell it, I'm going to run it over repeatedly.
Dang. Davis' parents didn't play.
No, he had a Samurai Suzuki. My mom told him, if you don't sell it, I'm going to run it over repeatedly.
Hope you enjoyed it while you had it. That's funny.
She gone.
Yeah.
Folks, real fast in the history, that was some history. But in 2017, underdog Jeff Horn upsets and Manny Pacquiao.
That's right.
In the Philippines on points in the highly controversial WBO welterweight title in Brisbane, Australia.
Wow.
Pacquiao's actually making a comeback. We talked about it before, too.
Everybody is.
Everybody's making a comeback. Folks, we're going to make a comeback, too, because, man, we got some coaches that are on the hot seat. We're going to discuss them. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 93. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a light breeze, a low around 71. And tomorrow we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. You know, I'm thinking some more about impact players because we didn't really we went over a little bit.
Yeah,
but
kind of glossed over it a little bit.
There's a lot of guys on that list, Nick, that I have forgotten about. I am going to kind of go through this a little bit. We'll go through this. I mean, is that kind of through somewhere of the order. They have a guy that I forgot about was LaRon Landry. He was a safety at LSU.
Yeah.
And first of all, that defense he played on was absolutely ridiculous back in 2003. But he 80 tackles, 3.5, almost 4 for loss, 3 sacks, 2 INTs, and he kind of reminded you of the Honey Badger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Same school, kind of the same, similar position, and he was just a ball hawk on that squad in 2003. What about Miles Jack?
Linebacker, he obviously played a little bit at UCLA, had a really good freshman year. I want to say he played against Nebraska when they played UCLA in that Foster Farms Bowl out in Santa Clara, California. Miles Jack is on that list. Obviously he played for the Minnesota Vikings for a good chunk of time as well. How about a name that's farther down that list? And by the way, just to, if you're not joining us, you didn't join us earlier, just to give you a reminder of what we're talking about. I sent this to AD yesterday. CBS Sports came out with an article that was top 25 impact true freshman since 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And one name that I had forgotten about, but he's playing in the NFL for the Arizona Cardinals, is at number 13 on the list, a guy that played at the University at Purdue, Rondale Moore.
I forgot
Rondale
about
Moore,
him.
just because I think he struggled because, or we struggled to remember him because of where he played.
Right. They were terrible.
They were terrible. But it was also during a time where like Purdue was trying to get going in the right direction. And I say this about Purdue often, about speaking of the job that Jeff Brom did at Purdue, because we saw what it was before with guys like Darrell Hazel as the head coach. And now we saw what it was after with Ryan Walters. And it's just, now you're going to move into another new head coach today or this season. It's very, very interesting, like to look back and have the 2020 hindsight of what Jeff Brom brought to Purdue.
You know what? Speaking of Purdue, Nick, in this crazy world of NIL and portal, do you see Purdue being relevant? I want to say relevant. 500.
Well, a lot of it has to do with how the schedule lays out. I think you have to ask yourself as a university and as a football program, like what is the realistic, what is attainable? What goals are attainable? And if Purdue feels like that a playoff chance is obtainable, then they need to act like it. And what we all mean by like don't talk about it, be about it, is the fundraising, is the investment financially, right? The facilities, that investment. Does Purdue have that? Do they even have the capability to do that? And if the answer is no, or you're hesitant, well, guess what? Purdue is going to lean into men's basketball year after year, and they should.
That's their moneymaker.
That's their moneymaker. And so I struggle to see a pathway to consistent success for programs like Purdue and Northwestern, if we're keeping it in the Big Ten Conference. I struggle to see a pathway that allows them consistent and continued success.
Barry Odom is their new coach. He was at UNLV, kind of his background. He was at UNLV for a year. He's at Arkansas, assistant head coach. He was at Missouri, Memphis. So he's been, the majority of his career has been at Missouri. So he's seen and been around and coached, high caliber football, and big time conference football at Arkansas, of course. UNLV not as much, but did well. And you look at Purdue, I was looking at their schedule here. Okay, look at their schedule. You're talking about, is their schedule, is it complimentary for them to get to 500? Well, you got Ball State, their first game. They got Southern Illinois. Then look at this gauntlet right here. USC, Notre Dame, Illinois, Minnesota, at Northwestern, Rutgers, Michigan, Ohio State. But that first gauntlet, USC, Notre Dame, Illinois, Minnesota, you're going to find out a lot about that Purdue team. And that actually September 13th is you're going to find out when they play USC.
Maybe
on CBS.
Maybe this isn't completely parallel. And so bear with me as we work through these conversations. But I think you could kind of equate Nebraska men's basketball to those types of like the Rutgers and the Maryland football programs. Obviously, financials are not going to be identical. That's not what I'm getting at. And Nebraska men's basketball draws attendance. They draw eyes. It still is there. But I remember when we were at Matt Talbot for Give to Lincoln Day. And Fred Hoiberg was on with Austin, and Austin and him were talking about, you're never going to be able to, and Fred also referenced this in his press conference a couple of days ago, where he was like, look, we have to figure out ways to be successful operating differently than Kentucky, operating differently than the Dukes of the world. And I feel like that is where the Purdues, the Rutgers, those types of programs that are and even, we could say Nebraska football is so difficult because to like judge and to analyze, because you look at everything that they could offer and you look at everything they can pitch to guys to come here. And it's like, there's so much to consider Nebraska as a top tier program, but the results on the field do not match it.
Yeah.
And so
which just drives us back crazy.
It does because like we look at the Rutgers and the Purdues and Northwestern of football and go, well, okay, they can't provide the NIL investment. They can't compete with the Alabamas, the Ohio States of the world of the $30+ million roster. So that's fine. but also the results on the field don't match up.
They don't.
Nebraska, it's so different because, and it's unique in the space of they can pitch everything that's very similar to the Ohio States and Alabamas and Floridas, just not the on-field success piece of it. So it's hard to analyze, and like how do you categorize Nebraska football right now?
It is hard to categorize it. It's that's why I'm so excited for this upcoming year with Nebraska. It's year 3.
Excited.
I really am, man. I'm really excited to see what goes on. And I know that's going to sound like a broken record to some who have been saying, we've been saying this for a decade or two or whatever, which I get that sentiment as well, because it's the truth. But I look at, we haven't seen this progress. Now, and I say progress. Now, hear me out. You at least got one bear off your back. You got to a bowl game.
Because that's what I was going to say, is explain that a little more in depth. And 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda of Lincoln hotline. They're open for you guys. We put this blanket statement, and I agree with you, AD. We put this blanket statement of like Nebraska trending in the right direction. Nebraska is, they are progressing, as you just mentioned. Where have they progressed? Because I think that answer is different, because it depends on what you put stock in. Do you put weight on Nebraska making a bowl game and going, yeah, that's the biggest bear that they had to get off their back? Or do you put it as Nebraska is finally building depth on the offensive line, or Nebraska has skill guys that are returning? They added skill guys to the transfer portal. What is it that's most important for you, for me, for the listeners, the fans? What is most important in saying that, and why do you feel like they are progressing?
Here's what I'll say in this, because we have, like you said, we have a different measuring device now, in that with the portal that is there. Now you look, and also the portal, and also guys leaving. Now you look, Nash and Ty both could have been gone last year, but it just said, I'm out of here. I'm going to go someplace else. And they were getting calls for the bag,
of course,
at schools that were doing better than Nebraska as far as that go. I look at guys who choose to come back and decline some bags. Obviously, we lost some. That's going to be everywhere.
Yep.
But I also look at, if you keep hitting a tree every day in the right spot, it's going to fall. Nebraska has had to hit the tree of mediocrity, had to hit the tree of empathy for themselves, and I see that being caved in. Now, again, there's a long way to go, but also I look at how they could have easily given up in the last part of the season, but they did enough to get to the bowl game, something they hadn't done in a long time. So those are baby steps. It's kind of like that old saying, how do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time.
Sure.
So now you got to take another big bite. So I see progress in retention.
Yep.
I see progress in reaching a bowl game. And also, thirdly, just Monday, Nebraska 3 years ago does not sign both of those offensive linemen, and probably doesn't get the guy we're going to talk about yesterday either, if there's not progress, and other people starting to see progress within the program as well.
Well, I would say this. I think let me alter something that you just said there, and what I feel. I think Nebraska receives their commitments. I think that the expectation for when they are supposed to start playing is different.
That's a good point. Something we talked about yesterday.
Yeah. Right. Like, because I think the difference, and I figure I finally nailed down the pronunciation. It's Cloud Mpuma. And so I think with Mpuma, like those guys, and then Leon Noyle Jr. is right now the expectation is that they don't have to come in and play. I think one area that Nebraska's progressed in is that
depth.
Yeah, the depth piece of it. With 5 years ago, it would the sentiment or the expectation would have been, okay, yeah, these are guys that have college. That when you compare them to the other bodies in the room, they are close to being college ready. There's some things that they're going to need to do on their own before they get here. There's going to be some things that they need to do in the winter, and the spring and summer. But then in the fall of 2026, when they are true freshmen on this roster, they'll be fighting for playing time because Nebraska's just not very deep. That's not the case.
Right.
Not saying that it's impossible, not saying that they can't fight for a spot, because I think competition fuels the fire, and Nebraska in the last decade has needed more competition at every spot. But so it's not to say that just because it is, if a true freshman starts anywhere on the field, it feels less of they're starting because they had to and Nebraska had no other choice.
Out of necessity.
And it feels more like they actually earned it.
They're that good.
Yes, they actually earned that spot.
And Barney, we know, is that good.
And that's like that should be a feeling that I think with Nebraska fans, we can't forget what it felt like 10 years ago. And we always put this like timetable. I put this timetable of like decade ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever it is. And it can kind of get monotonous at times, but ultimately we can't forget the feeling of, well, all right, here's the notable thing. When Nebraska's starting a true freshman at left tackle today to protect your, at this point, $1 million man, his blind side. Like, ugh. It's not that. Let's not have that be the storyline. Like, let's change that to where, okay, you have a 3-year starter now protecting Dylan Raiola's backside.
It definitely helps on that. And, Virginia Pirate, I think you're correct on that. Good morning, Virginia Pirate. He mentions, didn't Purdue beat Ohio State when Moore was there?
Sure did.
Moore went crazy that game. I remember that. I thought they beat them that year. It was either 18 or 19. Nick is looking that up, but I know it was somewhere around there because Moore went, and he went nuts.
It was a night game.
Virginia Pirate, he went nuts on everybody because I remember just laughing. Not saying it was like, I was giddy. I was definitely giddy.
You want to know how Purdue football is going? I tried to search Purdue Boilermakers football history versus Ohio State. I click on the link and it says error 404 page not found. So it's going to take a little more digging here. Hold on one second. Let me go to Ohio State's roster or football. Oh, there it is. Yep, the last matchup was a 45-0 win.
Yeah.
All time, Ohio State is 18-5 against the Purdue Boilermakers. Okay, here we go. Yes. So on Saturday, October 20th in 2018, excuse me, West Lafayette, Indiana, Ohio State lost to Purdue 49-20. This was a game where Purdue went into the game 3-3. Ohio State went in to the game 7-0. Rondale Moore had himself a day.
Yes, he did.
He had, not game information, he had 170 yards receiving. Rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. Was the quarterback for Ohio State this day. He ended up finishing with 470 passing yards, but they only scored 20 points. Can you name me Purdue's quarterback this game, AD? He actually played a little bit for the Lions, for the Detroit Lions. Did not start, but was on their roster.
Oh, I can't think of that guy's name to save my life.
He in this game he had 378 passing yards.
Wasn't he real tight with I can see his face right now. New Orleans Saints most famous quarterback.
Sure. Drew Brees.
When I think it was really tight with Drew Brees. I can see his face. I can't think of his name.
David Blau.
David Blau
was the quarterback this year for the Purdue Boilermakers when they won 49-20. Holy smokes.
Good gosh.
People forget about that Purdue Boilermakers team. 4-3.
Old Dad 34, and I think it's another great point. It goes, for me, the most important thing is the D line. If they can stop the run, we will win. And that, Old Dad 34, I agree with you on that, in that our D line has really been a bright spot the past couple years. Obviously, when you have the
we've had stability.
We've had stability there. We've had a lot of depth there and good coaching, quite honestly, as well, has been on that D line. And obviously, that has been a strong point for us this year, the past couple years. And Nick, let me ask you this real quick, man.
Well, on the defensive line, what was one of the names that I texted you yesterday? Riley Van Poppel.
Yeah.
Where it's a little bit of an unconventional first 2 years to where he plays over the red shirt limit in 2 seasons ago. And then last year they choose to redshirt him. And
still got about 4 games. He played 4 or 5 games he played in?
He played in one, I believe. I believe he played in the bowl game, but you could play in the 4.
That's right.
But because that was a guy that last year, like, people were
worried about
losing him. Well, worried about the retention ability. But then, like, I think that also you've kind of forgot about him because he had a good freshman year. But then Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmaker were so consistent that you didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, so they redshirted him last year. And now this year, it's like that's who is going to be taking on the role. Like, that is him. And I think it's like time for Cam Lenhart to take a step forward.
Yeah. And you know what? The thing about Cam Lenhart, it goes back to what you said earlier, Nick, where we had to have guys come in and play right away. Because remember, Cam played it as a true freshman.
And that's where I was like,
he played as a true freshman.
And like the potential defensive line of, I mean, I mean, really, unfortunately, it could look a lot different this
Got
year.
Davis
and you'd
back.
feel,
We was able to get back from that left for a second.
Yeah, for that entered the portal. I mean, let's talk about the hypothetical
That's my
defensive
cousin.
line.
I had to talk to him, man. That's my cousin.
Here, not really. Let's just clear the air there. Anyway, think about the hypothetical defensive line or front seven that could feature if a couple of these guys stay. Nebraska, you could probably feel a little bit better about it if you were able to keep a guy like Prince Will Uman-Mielen, or if you were able to keep Jamari Butler for another year. Those are two guys that I think Nebraska would really love to have. But you don't. So you got to operate without them, and that's fine. So then it's okay. Guys like Keona Davis, Riley Van Poppel, Cam Lenhart need to step up. I'm trying to think of a couple of other ones that are. I mean, Vincent Shavers is in that conversation.
Yeah. I think. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. And as you know,
Willis
Nick,
McGahee.
You start just you putting off those names right there.
Yeah.
Just let you know what guys could really have an explosive season that are so young that obviously they've gotten reps, but not a ton of reps, but that could really. Nick, that's why I say this year 3, man. In my humble opinion, has an opportunity. And we talked about Paul Feinbaum, which I was shocked to hear him give Nebraska any type of praise because he's so into the SEC and the romance he has with the SEC.
Yeah.
But for him to really jump on the rule bandwagon and saying, hey, look, I may have said some things in the past, but what he's putting together, him and his team are putting together, looks pretty good from the outside looking in. You look at some of these defensive linemen we got right here. You got I always mess Sua Lafont.
So Lefotu. Yes.
Lefotu. You know, he's young. You know, he's a redshirt freshman. You got, obviously, Van Poppel, who's only going to be a sophomore. You got Cameron Lenhart. You got Elijah Judy that we forget about quite a bit.
That's good.
That's coming back. Then you look also, you got, obviously, Dylan Perry hasn't played a whole lot. Keneally, who's had some injuries he's battled with. And, you know, he's going to be back in there. There's a lot of guys. Keona Davis, of course, that's back there. There's a lot of young guys. Williams Nwerny, he's a young guy.
Well,
you know?
he's a guy that's another thing is look at the transfers. Nebraska went out and attacked the portal.
Snatched him up from Missouri.
Defensive line snatched him from Missouri, but then also in the linebacking room, the Marquise Watson Trent addition from Georgia Southern is one that I think people are forgetting a little bit about as well.
Honestly, did he was one of their player of the year for the conference?
He was, and so you know, like. Can we see maybe David Hofkin, the German? Can we see him break through? He's gone back and forth from offense and defensive line. He's going to settle on the D line here in the next couple in this season. And so it's like there's a lot of potential, but I think Husker fans are also tired of kind of just pushing their chips into a pile based on potential.
Want to see it. One thing we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to bring out tape is tomorrow. We're definitely going to dig into those coaches for tomorrow. But we want to talk about a big recruit that Nebraska just got on yesterday. As well when we come back. But before we go real quick, though, that Rondale Moore, we can't forget about Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
QB at North Carolina State.
Right. 3,000
yards. And that was, Nick, you weren't even born yet when this guy was slinging the ball up and down the field, man. But Rivers was a bad boy, as we all know. And another one I want to bring out, Mike Williams. Let me ask you this. Okay. Wide receiver at USC. Did his pro career equal the hype?
Jeez.
Because he was a bad boy in college, man. But there's a lot of folks that were bad boys in college.
That's
Success in college is not always equal. And we had Jay Foreman here to tell the same thing. He goes, look, it's a different beast. Totally different beast.
Yeah, we talk about the adjustment from high school to college, now college to
pro.
NFL.
And these guys, this is their job. They're trying to put food on the table. So it's a different mentality. One guy that I'm not going to say I was surprised to see him on here, but it's kind of like, okay. You don't see a lot of tight end, and Brock Bowers was on that list.
Yeah. Brock Bowers was an animal, though. Obviously the same year as Thomas Fidone. Two different careers.
Yes. Brock didn't have two ACL tears.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Absolutely.
But no, I think that ultimately, Brock Bowers is really good. That's one thing that Georgia has done a really good job of is utilizing tight ends, man, these last 5 years.
Georgia's become, in my opinion, and then you think about the young man, unfortunately didn't work out for us, was at Georgia prior to getting here. They got in some trouble.
Reed Gilbert.
Yeah, and I think he's at another school now. So I just hope and pray the young man's got it together. But you're talking about the number of tight ends Georgia has become basically Iowa and Michigan of the South regarding their tight end play, as far as that goes. So
big dudes can run, can catch.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Nick, you think about a dude 6'5", 6'6", 250.
Yeah.
That runs like a safety. It's a scary sight coming at you.
Yeah.
Folks, when we come back, we're going to talk some more Husker football on this beautiful, wonderful Wednesday. We'll be right back. It's The Drive.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us for Early Break this Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. at the brand new Residence Inn at 9th and R in the Haymarket. We'll showcase the brand new hotel and preview its grand opening. That's Early Break this Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. at the Residence Inn at 9th and R in the Haymarket.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Hauling has been a trusted and reliable hauling service in the community, and they have established themselves in the roll-off industry as well. Fast Mike's Hauling can help you with everything from demolition debris, estate cleanout, yard cleanups, and so much more. They also offer dumpster rentals and flatbeds to make those bigger jobs a little bit easier. Call Fast Mike's Hauling today at 402-450-6828 or visit them online at fastmikerolloffs.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Lights out? Let LES know where to go. Powerline matches your phone number to your service address so LES can respond to outages faster. Keep your information up to date at les.com/powerline.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 93. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a light breeze, a low around 71. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Hey, AD, I'm panicking, man.
Why are you panicking?
I don't know. I didn't like seeing that.
Nick saw something.
I need to stop getting haircuts.
Nick saw something that was awfully disturbing to him. And actually, I'm kind of offended that it's bothering you so much.
Well, I'm 24. If I was 30, it'd be another story.
Tell them why. Tell them what's on your mind.
So the Ticket posted, and rightfully so, we posted a happy birthday Sipple thing. There was a lot of people in the studio today. And I was facing away from the camera, so the back of my head was showing. I think I'm balding. Hey, like now, granted, okay, so my dad's bald. So I just posted it on my Twitter in all caps. Am I balding? Here's what I'm saying, man. I cannot get. I don't know. I need to figure this out. I got to get on some treatment. I got to do something about this. We got enough partners. I got to do something to stop
this dude.
I got to lock down a woman beforehand. we're pressing against the clock. We're racing against the clock now.
Okay, folks. If you're bald out,
if you're bald,
yeah, if you're bald out there, I'm gonna take my. If you're watching,
I hope so. Line, thank you. Yeah, you look good though, AD.
I've been, but I haven't grown hair. I mean, like let it grow because there ain't much is growing. I told you I got the cul-de-sac going on, man. So
it's got to be just the way my hair was. I don't know. I got to figure out something.
Let me ask you. You are really concerned about this balding thing.
That was pretty telling. I'm gonna be honest. Like I knew it. I've known it's coming, and like the receding hairline. I wore hats growing up all the time. So like just naturally your hair's gonna recede. You get older. You deal with stress. Like stuff happens.
Text line, let us know.
But hey, man, whoever that took that picture too,
give us
did a man dirty.
Give us some recommendations for Nick's fear of going bald. It did look like there was some sod missing from the field.
wait, okay, hold on. This is important. I've gotten shampoo and conditioner recommendations. This is good. Dude, hey, man, I am stressing. Hey. If you want to see it, I exposed myself. If you want to see it, you can check out the Twitter. The Twitter is. I posted. I reposted it. Freaking out. Am I balding?
Nick, here's the thing about it, though, man.
I'm panicking over here.
Once you become at peace for what's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not at peace.
Let me ask you that.
I am not finding peace at age 24.
Nick, I was bald at 24. I started shaving my head when I was in college. Okay. And it was just because a lot of us shaved our head when we played Nebraska. I continued to shave my head. There's a few times I rocked some fades, but then the fade kept getting more fadier because I didn't have a lot of hair. So I just said, you know what? From that point on, I'm just letting it go. So some of the text line is saying,
yeah, geez, now everybody's decided to chime in here.
Unknown texter 5475 sent the link in. Nick, it's Nioxin,
okay,
hair growing product.
I appreciate this.
Hizzlebear, I'm bald, wear a hat, be really tall so people can't see the top of your head, and hair treatment.
That's certainly not what I'm doing.
Nick is going to have because Hizzlebear is tall. I met Hizzlebear
Okay.
at the garage sale. Hizzlebear is a tall dude, built dude, big, strong dude. Unknown texter 4725 out of Kansas. Good morning. Goes, avoid the inevitable and shave it. You know,
I'm
Nick,
not there yet.
You know, in IQ Crew, good morning. He goes, maybe it's just a swim cap coming in. Big Swim is a superhero. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, that swim cap's gonna be white. We're gonna have 8 ball and cue ball.
Yeah,
I mean that's what this show's gonna be eventually.
Hey, you know, I say that in my talks. I have a white guy stand up with a bald head, and I got pictures. You've probably seen them before.
I'm sure I have.
With my, I said we got 8 ball and a cue ball right here. I put our heads together, and dude, it's okay, bro. You just got to let it go. What was that song? Let it go.
No, we're not doing this.
Let it go. Was that all Frozen?
Yeah, it was.
Nick, just let it go.
I can't.
Everything's going to be all right, man.
Man, I was just thinking today. I was just thinking as I gelled my hair today, I was like, man, this actually looks good today. It styles really well. It styles well when it's short like this. And now part of this, now hold on. Now this is real talk. Because we wear headphones so often, that part of the head, the back part of the head gets matted down.
Nick,
so I don't always think about it.
You're reaching pretty deep on that one, dog.
Am I grasping at straws?
You wear headphones for 2 hours a day.
No. I wear headphones
3.
for a lot more.
You'd have to do it like all day long to have it rubbing. You know, Nick, it might just be genetics, and you can't. I mean, you can get treatments. There's a dude who shall remain unnamed that I know. That the last time I saw him, he was bald as me. Now he got more hair than Tom Selleck back in his prime, you know, because he had that.
Maybe
hair.
that's what I need.
He had hair treatment, which is teach their own. I don't judge anybody for getting treatment or for not going bald or going bald, but I mean, he's got a full head of hair right now because he had some treatment done. I actually want removal because I'm tired of shaving it.
You want the laser?
I would seriously go laser, but I heard it hurts like really bad, and I'm like, nah, I'm not rocking that. But I would love
That's
to have.
a shame, man.
Just get a cut bald.
I just got it. I mean, I know that I just have to accept it. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. But you guys know how it is. Like the initial shock. I mean, my fellow bald folks, like you guys know how it is. It's just the initial shock of, man.
I wish I would have had a picture of you when you showed me the picture. I thought it was like something tragic. You're like distraught.
I panicked. I was panicking. I still am. I feel like I'm racing against the clock right now. 24 going on 78.
24 going on 78.
Derek in the car says, hey, don't worry, Nick. It skips a generation, and they just get married soon.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. Is your grandfather is your mom's dad bald?
Head thick as ever with the hair.
Correct me if I'm wrong, text line, but I believe it's on your mom's side.
That's why I thought I was safe. My mom's dad had a thick head of hair. My dad's side struggled. My dad's tried. It was struggling with the the hair.
Both sides of ours did, so I was doomed either way.
I was
doomed either way.
Here I am though. They said, Nick, you're undefeated.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something
Baldness
out.
is undefeated.
Well,
okay,
Nebraska.
Anyway, should we talk about sports? Jeez.
I don't know if this guy's bald or not from looking at Larry Miles' picture. He's not bald, but he's Nebraska's new.
Henry goes, the shock never goes away. Good luck. Wake up 15 years after being bald. Oh, man, I'm still bald.
Nebraska added their big play threat, Larry Miles, to the 2026 recruiting class that is forming up awfully nicely. He's a 3-star wide receiver. He kind of completes that whole group. I chose Nebraska over Miami, Kentucky, Pitt, and Syracuse. Nick, when you see the schools, once again, that he's chosen over, that he's chosen, said, I'm not going there. He chose Nebraska over the schools. Does that give you some more hope for future recruits as well? Not just 2026 class, but getting recruits like we've been getting, particularly at Miles to that group.
Well, I think this did not come as a surprise, right? We knew not to bring Trey Taylor and his peer recruiting into this, but I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
He has been playing on Trey Taylor's 7-on-7 team for the last couple of weeks, and especially at that Rivals 5-star camp that they both participated in just a couple of days ago. And so it's not a surprise because we saw this coming. Also, Larry Miles has been decked out in Husker gear the last couple of days. And so you can kind of just read the tea leaves and things like that. But now, I mean, Nebraska, from a big picture standpoint, they've caught fire on the recruiting trail. And I'm trying not to chug Kool-Aid. I'm not trying to dish it out either to the Husker fans. But they have been able to catch fire these last couple of days. in the last couple of weeks on the trail. And it's been a good feeling, I think, because it shows that Nebraska is still heavy on the minds of some people and some recruits. And whether or not they're highly rated, whether or not they're lower developmental guys, it's fine. But no, I think Nebraska should be excited about Larry Miles. I saw somebody compare him to a Tank Dell earlier today. And obviously Dakeil Shorts, the Nebraska wide receiver coach, coached Tank Dell while Tank Dell was at Houston, at Houston. And then obviously now Tank Dell was with the Houston Texans for a while. And so you hope that maybe that can kind of be the projection for a guy like Larry Miles.
You look at Larry Miles' tape, folks. If you get a chance, go watch some of his film. He is awfully impressive. And one thing he put on X, formerly as Twitter, he put Flow Nebraska. You look at the number of recruits we've gotten out of Florida in the past couple signing periods. You got wide receiver, of course, Cortez Mills, who we tend to forget about, who's going to be in that that receivers room. You look at also Vincent Shavers, Willie McGahee, Ja'Cory Barney, Amari Sanders, Larry Tarver. So you see the number of guys they're getting from the state of Florida that you think under the past regime, not to bring up other people, but that past regime, we got them and they didn't stay.
Yeah, of course.
In fact, they dipped before the season. And obviously, a lot of things were going on.
Yeah,
too.
dipped
COVID,
before the season. Like, don't forget the class. I want to say it was the 2021 class where you had guys like Keyshawn Green and Jaden Francois and Henry Gray, all on that defensive side, all from the state of Florida as well, that dipped before their true freshman season even got off the ground. And so, I think that's we talk about all the time, the process of getting the guys to commit. They want to come here, but then also getting them to stick around through the trials and tribulations and the adversity too. And so Nebraska, right? But I think you also have to take it one step at a time, and you can't be so concerned every single time about, okay, we go, step one's complete. Now step two, we gotta keep it on our mind. Like I think it's okay to relish in the success a little bit that Nebraska's been able to draw some talent these last couple of weeks on the recruiting trail.
Nick, I like how you said relish in it a little bit. Relish and then release is what I always say. Relish it, then release it, because you got to keep going. But you do got to appreciate. You got to say, you know what? Well done.
Yeah,
because that wasn't always the case as far as that goes. So well done. Good on the staff for securing these commitments. And the season coming very quickly. Big Ten Media Days is July
22nd through the 24th. Nebraska's day is on the 22nd. They're the first day.
20 days away, and it starts going, baby. I cannot wait. I'm just excited for football in general. Of course, we got the Hall of Fame NFL game. That's on the 31st, so that'll suffice and get us going for the NFL juices coming along as well. Folks, when we come back, we got the AD attitude adjustment. Our last segment, it's The Drive, 937 Ticket.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village. Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 93. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a light breeze, a low around 71. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot again with a high near 94. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
4th of July weekend is coming soon, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble your grill so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, HuskerGrillCleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we have breaking news. Nick, can you play the soundbite, please?
Sure. Hold on.
We got breaking news.
Let me get it here. Let me get it.
Goodness,
I gotta find it.
Like game changing.
It is
right
big. Breaking news.
IQ Crew, you're somewhat right on that.
I have made the purchase on Amazon for hair thinning shampoo. It's going to be here. I just got the order notification.
Hey,
I just bought it.
Listeners, he's not lying. I looked because normally Nick will hang out in the studio in here and do something. He was very determined. He made a beeline out of the studio, went out there on the couch, and went on Amazon and was meticulously fingering his fingers were just firing on that keypad like crazy. So you went and ordered it.
I did. The recommendation that I got on the text line.
What's it called?
This Nioxin thing.
Nioxin.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Looks good.
Hey, you come back looking like me. You really know it didn't work.
Yeah. Hey, no, the worst part is if it's one of those things where it's like, hey, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. You gotta make room for some new hairs.
Hey,
so
you're too young to remember the Brady Bunch, but there was an episode where Greg Brady used the wrong shampoo that Marsha was selling and his hair turned green, man. So
so our good friend Brett Baker, he replied to my tweet and goes, dude, it comes for us all. Don't fight it. Don't be one of those guys. Just lean into it. Embrace it and appreciate that you'll soon never need another bottle of shampoo. No, that's what I'm looking for.
Hey, Baker, you ain't lying, dog. He's telling the truth. I haven't used shampoo in 20 years, man.
It must be nice.
Unless there's no soap in the shower, and I'll just use the shampoo to
maybe that's
clean.
what it is. Maybe it's not genetics. Maybe it's my shampoo. I do this bad thing. I wash my hair every day. And I know you're not supposed to, but that's
maybe you washing it right out.
Maybe I like the good thing. The good thing is I haven't noticed stuff like I haven't noticed it on my pillow or anything. Like I haven't walked.
Really got you shook, man. I'm looking at your face
flustered.
right now.
I'm flustered right now.
It's got you shook.
Yeah, I told you I'm racing against the clock now. No, not really.
I'm glad you said race against the clock because that's what I was talking about. The 80 out of 10. Remember
Here
my
we
post
go.
this morning.
This is going to be good.
My post it.
Perfect segue. God was it was a sign that God was going to show me that I'm balding today. There it is. Ordered. It's a whole package. It's a group. It's a set. It's going to show up tomorrow, July 3rd. Hey, attack it at its source.
Folks, here is something I posted on Saturday morning. If you go to Facebook, if you type in Aaron Davis on Facebook, you can see it on there. And I haven't put it on Twitter yet, but maybe I will. But I said, I remember waking up early Saturday mornings as a kid, cartoons on the screen, bowls and bowls of cereal, reading on the back of the box like it was a novel. But in my house, you had to knock out your chores first or you wouldn't see the light of day. Once those were done, man, it was on and popping. We'd ride bikes, play basketball at the Shield or at the Malone Community Center, football, and finish the day with an epic game of hide and seek spanned entire blocks. We raced the street lights home like we were the Olympics. We did more in a single Saturday than some people did all week, and we'd do it again and couldn't wait to do it again. Funny thing is, Nick, none of us ever knew when the last pickup game or street race would be. One day, it just stopped. So, folks, keep living, keep playing, keep laughing, chase life with the same wonder, curiosity, and energy you did as a kid. I know life gets in the way at times, but it shouldn't because those days will be gone, but the attitude doesn't have to change. Keep living, keep enjoying, keep being you. Keep growing hair if it's possible.
Yeah. Never know when you're going to wash your hair for the last day.
He's going to watch that bring right out.
I'm going to start really enjoying it. Just the soap and the suds going through my fingers.
Oh,
as I brush through my scalp.
Eventually, you're just going to use a wash rag and you'll be good to go, dog.
You know? Oh, well, this is the last-ditch effort.
Oh, man. Folks, thanks for riding with us. And as always, be nice to each other and keep your hair.
Lights out? Let LES know where to go. Powerline matches your phone number to your service address so LES can respond to outages faster. Keep your information up to date at les.com/powerline.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators. Citizens